Hello and welcome back to the channel, Cali Legends Media. Once again, before I begin, I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Also, for all of you who haven't subscribed, but still view the videos, still hit that like button, still hype the videos, hey, I appreciate you guys. But I would suggest just, if you don't mind, going ahead and subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. All you got to do is hit that button that says subscribe down below. When you hit that button, another button will pop up with a little bell. You hit that little bell and set it on the one at the very top, which is setting it on all. And that way you'll be notified whenever a video drops or if we go live. Okay, so that being said, sometime during the video, even at the end of the video, if you like, don't forget to hit that like button, and if not the like, hit the hype. Alrighty, so here we go. As many of you know, I know my subscribers are aware, I've moved, okay? And I'm very happy here in my new home. It's a lot nicer than where I moved from, and my dogs have a big yard and everything, and I got parking. It's just great here, you know. My immediate neighbors have been like family for years, okay? But like I told you on one of my previous videos, that the dude to the left of me has them funny charges, and I told you about looking through the crack in the fence with the phone and all that, me going over there, and you know, I barely moved in and I'm already knocking on the neighbor's door. And anyways, on top of that, at the very front, because there's two houses on this lot, and then there's a small studio in the middle where the landlord stays. But at the very front house lives this youngster, right? And I don't see him anymore. I don't know if he went to go stay somewhere else. Maybe he went with his family in Mexico, or maybe he moved just out of the neighborhood with family, you know, somewhere else in one of the neighboring cities, or even in East LA. But I don't see him anymore in the house in the front, excuse me. Well, this dude ended up getting shot by one of my homies, okay? And the reason why I could say this openly is because you heard the old saying, live by the gun, die by the gun. Well, the homie that took the opportunity to put a couple in him passed away shortly after. You know, he ended up getting shot in the face, and but he was a good dude, youngster. Anyways, let's go to the day that this weirdo happened to go to the store when I went to the store. Now, I'm driving my wife's, she had a Toyota Tundra at the time, and I'm driving her truck, okay? I pull into the store, and I get off the truck, and these dudes, you know, with the hood and everything, they come running, and I'm thinking they're coming running for me. I don't recognize them. It's impossible to recognize them. And I was already like, you know, when you get them chills, like, oh man, you know, this shit's happening, right? No, they came and they went in between my truck and the car that was parked behind me, like duck low, and and as they passed me, they said, "What's up, Holmes?" And they kept going. So I act like I didn't see them. I went into the store, and yeah, they were in the store having their private conversation. You know, I didn't go ask them what was happening or anything. I could tell something was already going down. They were up to something. And then another one of my homeboys walks in and tells me that this dude that's coming had did something to a young lady. You know, he you know, used grapes, you know, and she didn't like, you know, he gave her grapes against her will, let's say, okay? So yeah, my homeboys were hot, you know, and so I'm in there, and they walked out. The kid never came into the store. Okay, so dude walked out. The one that ran up with the hoodie, which is the homie that passed away. The other homie just stood talking to me and ended up leaving. And as I'm talking to the lady from the store, I heard the cuetiazos, I heard the gunshots, right? I'm like, oh man, what's up? So I go outside thinking, I'm hoping it's not my homeboy, right? And when I go out, there's this kid laying in the driveway. He's screaming, "Mom, Ama, Ama!" He's calling for his mom. And I would, he probably lived like about 4 houses away from the store, And yeah, he's screaming for his mother, right? Well, obviously somebody called the police. Well, I wanted to leave, but I couldn't because I was all on the camera in the store, right? My truck was parked right in front of the store, which is also on one of the little squares inside the store. Like when I was in the store, I could see my truck. So I know I'm recorded all through this whole thing. And besides that, they know me. The cops know me. So if I would have took off, they may have thought to come and talk to me or go to my house and or pick me up, take me to the station and question me, or I don't know. Stranger things has happened, right? So I'm a little bit pissed off, that I got caught in the middle of all this, but at least dude got his medicine, And I went out there and I told the dude, "What happened, man?" And he goes, "Nothing." And after that, he goes, "Call my mom." I says, "Nah, man, I'm not going to leave because if the cops come, I want to be here so they know that I had nothing to do with this." He goes, "Oh, no, Ama, Ama." I go, "Hey, stop yelling, man. Just relax." And sure enough, the police pulled up and I walked over to my truck and I climbed into my truck. And one of the cars that were coming down the street, he blocked the front of my truck. Then there was 2 on the side, not necessarily to block me. That's where they park, right? So they're over there talking to the guy, they're with the flashlights looking on the floor, probably for casings, I don't know. And they're asking the kid, like, what happened? And he goes, "I don't know, man. I guess somebody might have shot me. I heard some popping sounds, and next thing I know, I fell. I can't walk. I can't move my leg." He goes, "You didn't see him?" And I could hear everything the kid's saying, right? And he goes, "No, I didn't. I was going to the store. I didn't even expect nothing. Next thing I know, I hear the popping sound, and, I fell right here, and I can't get up." So I kind of put my arm on the window and twisted myself around, and I told him, I go, "Excuse me," I go, "Can you guys give me some room so I could get out of here?" And he comes in, he walks up to my car, and he goes, "Nah, you ain't going nowhere." I go, "Why not?" He goes, "Man, I know who you are. You ain't going nowhere. Hold on. You just sit tight. We'll get to you right now." So they go into the store. So they're in there talking to the lady in the store. And, they're messing around trying to get the video, right? And one of the girls that was, I guess maybe she was watching me, but she was out there where my truck was. She came and she walked around. She was a sheriff. Walked around to the window and was like, "Hey, hey, I don't know." She called me. I think she called me Lucky. "Hey, Lucky, what happened? You all right? I hope you weren't involved with none of this." I go, "Man, I just came to the store to buy myself a beer. I was inside. I heard some popping sound. I don't know what happened, And when I came out to get in my truck, I seen the kid was in the driveway, and I didn't want to leave because I didn't want you guys to get the wrong impression. That's why I stood, man. So you could talk to whoever you got to talk to, and so you could know right now I had nothing to do with this, because when I leave here, I don't want to hear nothing else about what happened. I can't help you. I was in there talking to the lady. Ask her. We heard the shots together. Come on, I'm not going to shoot somebody and cameras everywhere and stuff. I'm smarter than that. So that lieutenant dude comes walking out of the store, and he has a little meeting with the juras and stuff, And he came in, he asked me a few questions. What are you doing here? I told him I came to the store. He goes, yeah, perfect timing. You just happened to come to the store when this. I go, look, I'm always around the neighborhood. I'm bound to be around when something happens. I'm everywhere, And because back then I used to hang around a lot at Los Compadres, the hood store, or at the bar down the street, at the billiards, I was always right there, and that place was active, That area was very active. Anyway, so they took the kid, right? And when I moved in, I wasn't thinking about dude, right? And then after the incident with this guy next door, which my homeboy told me that they had filed charges on him for, I think, doing something to a 12-year-old or something, but it's still, pending, or I don't know what's going on with his case, but it's true because I mentioned it to him and his father, and they didn't deny it. They didn't confirm it nor deny it. So that told me that almost 100% that was true. What they're saying about the dude next door. I didn't see dude's paperwork or anything. I don't need to. My homeboy said that it went down. I told him what I had heard about him and didn't try to defend himself at all. Now, the guy in the front, I haven't seen. So I don't know if he moved out. It's been a while since this happened. Anyways, a lot of times people get away with things, and some time passes by. But eventually, man, things catch up to you, man. Especially if you're funny like that and you live in a neighborhood that don't like those kind of people, or they know the person, or somebody that knows the person that these weirdos mess with. They're gonna go and they're gonna tax that ass, It's a terrible thing that the homies passed away. He was shot in the face, and he had kids. He left kids behind, and he was a beloved homeboy in the neighborhood. I'm not gonna say his name or anything, but yeah, the reason why I'm saying this is that they say, live by the gun, die by the gun, and karma's a bitch, right? And I'm not saying that either one of those reasons had anything to do with what happened to him, but if you believe in that and apply it to his situation, it would sound like that's what happened, because the homeboy was very active, as you can see, and, his luck ran out. So we got to be smart, man, when we think about doing something, whether it's to protect somebody, or even if the situation already happened and we're going back to confront the people, we got to be very careful, because it could be the last thing you do while you're out here free. If that kid would have passed away, they would have went hard trying to find this dude, and who knows, maybe they would have, and maybe he would have got busted, and maybe he'd still be alive. Bunch of maybes involved, and that's how street life is. Nothing's guaranteed. Things could go different ways and change directions without any type of warning, without any foresight. You just don't see it, But dude did get a little issue for what he did to that young lady, and rest in peace to the homie. And to those of you who see this video, man, be careful. Be careful with the things that you do, with the decisions you make, because they can affect your life. I seen a video today where a 17-year-old got a gang of years. He's 56 years old now, and he's still in prison since he was 17. And he's trying to get out now. Before he had no hope. He wouldn't, I mean, he wasn't even trying. But he's trying now. You know, he's 56 years old. And he had, you know, nobody's guaranteed a long life. You know, some people are fortunate. They live till they're in their late 60s, late 70s. Some hit the 80s, you know, but he's already 56 and he's trying to get out. 17 years old he went in, you know, and I don't know where he's at. I don't know why that law doesn't apply to him, that if it happened when you were I think it's under 20 years old or under 25 years old, you get action, right? Well, he still hasn't got any action, so I don't know what his situation is. Maybe he needs to take some classes or something. I don't know. But anyways, people, just be careful and think things through. I think a good ass whipping would have did just as good as, you know, a couple of cuetiazos, you know. And maybe even would have done them better, you know, because he would have been able to walk home and lick his wounds and deal with them, rather than, you know, what happened to him. And I don't know. I don't know if it was for the best. I'm glad he got an issue, but nevertheless, you know, we got to be careful with what we do, because we lose our freedom, man. That's it. We're through, and it affects our families, our loved ones. You know, especially if you're working, you got a job, maybe you're paying for a nice car or something. You know, you lose all of that. Anyways, that being said, I'm gonna end this video. And once again, help others move in excellence, and especially the little homies. You know, let's give them some good clechas so they don't get caught up running around doing things that they think is firme. You know, like they're doing something good, even if they're pissed off. You know, a lot of times, you know, it's not worth giving up your life and your freedom. You know, so that being said, God bless you. God bless your families. Thank you for watching, people, and yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much.